Going on, everybody? It's your boy Saif, bringing you yet another great video breakdown. Today we're going to be looking at UFC Fight Night, Lewis taking on Daukaus this Saturday, December 18th. We also have Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley rematch going down that same night, so I expect a big night and an extremely fun and I hope, fingers crossed, profitable night. Now, we are coming off UFC 269. I'm going to go on record and apologize for not having an official video out for you guys. I did have some plays, but just didn't get the time to upload it. I was actually going through some personal shit. Like everybody, got things going on in my life. So that kind of hindered my ability to record. But nevertheless, it was an entertaining card from, just from a fan standpoint. I just enjoyed it, okay? Made a few bucks, but, nothing crazy, nothing to brag, but I was profitable. I hope none of you lost a lot of cash with Amanda Nunes. I know there was a lot of round 1, round 2 KO sub picks out there. No one really thought Amanda Nunes is gonna drop the ball, and Julian Pena just rocked the entire freaking MMA world, right? I mean, good for her. I'm really happy for her. She was confident throughout the entire process. She didn't lose her cool, and she was able to get the job done. So you know what? Congratulations, girl. You deserve it. Now, with that being said, let's focus with the task on hand. I'm gonna break this card into 2 parts because I want to actually pick my spots a little bit early. Now, if you're new to the channel, you know what time it is. It's time for you to click that like right now and show your boys some support. And also make sure you subscribe, because this is a 2-part series. We got the prelims and the main card. I figured I'd throw my early leans early to you guys with the main card, and then we go into the prelims. So you know my style. If you don't, if you're new, well, welcome to my channel, Battle Cage. This is how we run. We run with 3-step process. 1, I give you my early leans. 2, we wait for the media day to explore the mindset of the fighter and see if there's any cancellations or whatnot, right? Ever so we've learned throughout, especially during this pandemic process, you can't really invest too much time because fights get canceled, things change. So we got the early leans, we got the early feels, plus not all lines are available to us, so we gotta look and plan our battle, right? We gotta plan our battle against the bookies, because that's how I view it. Now, 3rd step we're gonna wait for the weigh-ins and see what's going on. Now, with the things that we're confident, we're gonna lock them in early, especially with the line movement that's gonna happen between now and Wednesday going into the weigh-ins. So we gotta keep that in mind. With some lines that are even, we can wait. And the 3rd process would be to click it right now. There's no blame game on here. The only person you should be blaming is yourself, because ultimately you are supposed to take that bet. You are supposed to take that wager. Doesn't matter who you listen to, any capper. The smartest thing you can do is to listen, gather their information, and make the decision for yourself. This is how I do it as well. Now, just because I'm a capper and just because I upload my picks out here, completely free by the way, I'm just letting you know that I too gather my information from outside sources, but ultimately I put it together and I'm the one who's taking a chance, right? Where it's a chance game. So roll the dice and I hope we get the numbers we want. Now, first fight is the main fight of the evening. We got Derrick Lewis taking on Chris Daukaus. Height 6'3", 6'3". Reach advantage is going to go to Derrick Lewis, no doubt. The weight advantage is going to be heavy on Derrick Lewis. Why do I say heavy? Because we know Derrick Lewis comes in heavy. He has never come in anywhere to 230, right? Chris Daukaus is going to have that, I believe, as both an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time. Let me explain. Disadvantage, if Derrick Lewis somehow falls on Chris Daukaus, he's not getting Derrick Lewis off him. It's going to be really hard. That's not Derrick Lewis' style, though. If it was, he would be very dangerous. Derrick Lewis is a stand-up brawler, haymaker, probably still holds the most knockouts in the heavyweight division. With that being said, the lighter part, why would it be an advantage to Chris Daukaus? His agility and cardio. Derrick Lewis is notorious. First round, level danger 10. Second round, he's going to be automatically at 6, maybe even less, maybe 50% of that. Go into the 3rd round. If it is going to go into the 3rd round, he's going to gas really badly. And that's where Chris Daukaus being lighter, being more conditioned, in my opinion, is going to have that advantage, massive advantage. Another thing we got to look at is the significant strikes landed per minute. This is very, very important. We have an extreme volume discrepancy. Chris Daukaus is going to come in with 9 versus 2.5 for Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis, dangerous power puncher. One punch, all it takes to knock you out. We saw time and time again what he does to his opponents. However, we're going to explore a little bit more in a minute. He does have a tendency to go the distance sometimes, and if it does, he looks very, very slappy, and I don't know even how he gets the decision or a split decision even in those cases. In either case, this is literally a first quick knockout, or we're gonna see what Cyril Gane did to Derrick Lewis, is a slow, systematic breakdown of Derrick Lewis, because honestly, I've been doubting Chris Daukaus for a very long time, and I think I should stop at this point and respect the talent. He's a former police officer. He was able to, gather enough steam, enough confidence, enough money, and security to, focus on UFC full time. This is now his full-time job, so I expect him to come here more hungry, more prepared than ever. This is his first event, first main event, right? This is his headliner. So do I expect him to drop the ball? No, I actually expect him to do good. Now, let's just quickly look at the fight profile. Let's start with Derrick Lewis. He is a striker. Chris Daukaus is a striker as well, but he does have the wrestling capability, in my opinion. His brother is a phenomenal wrestler, and I believe the Daukaus brothers have the wrestling down packed. In the last 5 fights, he loses to Cyril Gane in round 3. That's his kryptonite. Once he gets to round 3, that's it. Forget the defense, forget the cardio. He's going to be very, very sluggish. If Chris Daukaus is able to withstand the power of Derrick Lewis, not get caught, and I think he's really light on his feet, he should be able to avoid those diving left and right bombs from Derrick Lewis. He should be able to survive. Look what he did to Curtis Blaydes in the second round, K-zone. That's because Blaydes was going for the takedown. He dived in head first, uppercut, gets caught, knocked out. I don't see that's happening from Daukaus. He's not going to shoot against Derrick Lewis. That's not his game. Look at his last couple of fights. That's not his game. He's very good with his hands. He's very fast. He's very methodical. Moves very, very light. So quick, actually. And again, that's because he comes in like 230 something. I'm interested to see if he's going to maybe pack on some pounds, maybe come in 240-ish. I don't know. Or he's going to slim a little bit down. It's going to be interesting. I expect him to come in around the same weight. All right. You see what he did to Olenek? He knocked him out. All it takes is one punch and you're gone. With Latifi, unanimous decision. That was so iffy, right? I thought he actually lost that fight, in my opinion, but he got the unanimous decision. Hey, probably the Texas thing. And with Ivanov in 2019, split decision. He has problem with wrestlers. He has problems that push him against the cage. If it needs to go that way and Lewis is tired in round 3, I do believe Chris Daukaus is gonna not will, but he does have the ability to push Derrick Lewis against the cage and control the fight. So let's take a look. In the last 5 fights, KO. I mean, he just took out everybody. Now, this is not to say that he's going to knock out Derrick Lewis, but it's just to tell you that he's knocking these fools out. Abdurakhimov, knockout. Round 2. Round 1, Olenek. Round 1, Nascimento. Round 1, Porter. Now, Porter is definitely the lowest of the competition, but you got to start somehow. But he's progressively getting better and better and better. And this is why I'm tired of doubting Daukaus, and I'm actually going to give him the check mark over here. I'm going to support Daukaus here. I think he wins the fight. I do think the best value to be on the safe side, right? So we have the safe side value and we have the profitable value. At this point, minus 140 money line is not bad. I don't know. Actually, we can take a look, right? Let's take a look really quick. Now, this is our topology. This is our main card. So what we're gonna do We're gonna go to the live lines real quick. And okay, minus 140, that's where we're at. But we're gonna open up my book that I play with. I usually play with FanDuel. Again, I don't get sponsored by FanDuel. I don't play. This is just a platform that I utilize. He's currently minus 148. As you can see, money is coming in on Chris Daukaus, and it's gonna come in at Chris Daukaus. I think the closer we get to the fight, will it ever get out of hand? I don't know. Depends how and what the mindset of Derrick Lewis. We're gonna have to listen to the media day on Wednesday and actually see him come on the scale, right? But in either case, I am going to be officially backing Chris Daukaus. I think from the value side, I really like the money line at this point. I think it's a fair price. You can even take him straight on if you want, or throw him in a two-leg parlay. I wouldn't throw him in anything else because you don't want to shed the bet. You don't want to come that far and just lose the night. But in a two-legger, maybe in the main event, you can find a spot. Another thing that I'm thinking here is over 1.5. The reason is Derrick Lewis wants to kill Chris Daukaus as fast as possible, because we know the longer the fight goes, he's in jeopardy, right? And this is imagine he's lasting. Imagine Chris Daukaus doesn't even want to go for a knockout. He's still scared. Imagine Lewis is still standing in round 4 or 5. I mean, I can't even imagine. That's just going to be I can't imagine. But I do think 1.5 rounds is safe enough. First round, feel around. Chris Daukaus dodging Lewis, going into the second round. Hopefully passes the 2.5 mark, so we get that half, and either somebody gets put away or maybe drags down to the third round. I don't think Daukaus is stupid enough to shoot really fast, because he knows if Lewis catches him, this is the most dangerous fighter he's ever faced. He's going to get clipped. I'm telling you right now, he's going to get clipped. So I feel like the game plan is to get Lewis as tight as possible, get him gassed into the second round, push him against the cage, get him more gassed, try maybe a takedown or whatever, but not shoot for it, because you could get caught with an uppercut or maybe a left swing. But that's the game plan. So either money line or the over 1.5 sounds real to me, and that's what I'm going with, the early lean. That kind of the main event, the co-main event. We got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson taking on Belal Muhammad. Physically 5'11" to 6, so pretty much okay. 3-inch reach advantage for Thompson. That's going to be significant considering his fighting style. He's a more of a loose karate striker kind of guy, so that's how he's going to keep Belal at bay with his punches, with his kicks. So that's something to consider. In terms of the volume, they both stand on ortho, so that's going to neutralize. If you look at the significant strikes landed per minute, you could give Belal a slight advantage, but that's because Thompson he's very tentative, but he's very methodical, so he doesn't just throw punches. He actually throws them to either counter, hit you, or keep you at bay, but in a very, very precise manner. So he doesn't just throw just for fun, right? He's very, very cerebral and very smart. At this point, we already know what Thompson brings to the game, but just like a lot of people were picking him against a grappler, and Muhammad is a grappler, he's a wrestler, and people thought that he's going to run through Gilbert Burns. Look what happened. You get his ass on the ground, you're in trouble, okay? And if Belal Muhammad can get this guy on the ground, if you're Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, you're in trouble. In terms of the momentum swing, I feel like a lot is going to Muhammad. Now, he's not doing anything spectacular. Let's take a look. So he has 4 KOs, 1 sub, and everything else, he's a decision machine. Same thing with Thompson. He's been writing decisions as of late. Now, let's look at the 5 fights. We have 4 W's and 1 no contest. He got eye poked against Leon Edwards, and I believe that was like a second time. He got poked once and then he got poked again, correct me if I'm wrong, and that ended in a no contest, no fault of his own, right? And then he fought Damian Maia. Now I will say Damian Maia was up there in age. I think he was a 43-year-old Damian Maia, so yeah, I totally understand it. He should have won that fight, and no surprise. I mean, is anybody surprised? It was a 3 minute unanimous decision type of fight. So yeah, before that, unanimous against Lima, unanimous against Good, and Sato, he had a sub. So I don't theoretically, I don't think there's going to be a sub. I think Thompson has enough knowledge base and experience to counter any sub. But if he gives up his bag to Belal Muhammad, man, you know, that rear naked choke is live. I don't think he really catches him in a guillotine or anything like that. Any arm bars, there's probably will be no triangles, but the only sub that I probably see is a rear naked choke if Thompson rolls over and gives up the back. But that's pretty much where I see. What I do see, when you have these two type of fighters, I smell the over. And man, I don't know what the over is. There's some lines are not finalized, but the 1.5, if it's over 1.5, if it's not juiced, and it's probably gonna be juiced, it's gonna be insane. So the over 1.5 probably is gonna be too juiced, but the over 2.5 is definitely there. 2.5, it's definitely there. It's definitely live. And another one I can see is fight starts round 3 is live, and fight goes the distance is live as well. If you don't pick a side, if you want to pick a side, I'm gonna give a check mark to Belal Muhammad, because if he gets the takedown, that's it. And he's very durable. I believe he survives the first round onslaught by Thompson. The striking exchanges. He might be losing in a stand-up. I'll tell you right now, I do see him losing in stand-up. So if he doesn't take him down at least once, or at least gets some type of a control in round 1 or 2, he's in trouble. But if I have to pick a fighter in here, Belal is going to get my check mark on this particular fight. So those are my early leans for this one. Again, lines are not available to me at the moment, so I'm just going with what I have, right? Let's go. Fight number 3 that we're going to review in the main card, we have Lemos taking on Hill. And I believe the line went even higher for Lemos. The last time I looked at, she was at minus 380. She's now minus 400. She probably will be the biggest favorite of the night, and I don't even want to argue that. I don't want to waste your time. I do agree with that. Out of her 10 wins, we got 7 KOs, 2 subs. She's been knocking these girls out crazy. She's been subbing them. She's been finishing them. Her last loss was a knockout into 2017 by Leslie Smith. But I do not see this happening from Angela Hill. Angela Hill is a volume type of girl, and she will want to take you down. But man, you are not going to take down Lemos and think you are swimming in your world. No, you're going to be swimming with a shark. She's gonna mess you up. Believe me when I say that. She's very, 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 very good at the ground. It's not afraid, you know, unless, I don't know, Angie goes into beast mode, but I don't see that happening. Angie is now 36, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. She's up there in age. She's 36. Yep. So gonna be 37 in January, so that's something to consider. Has a lot of losses, you know. Now there were some questionable losses in her last couple of fights. I think she could have won the Gadella fight, but she didn't get the nod. And Michelle Waterson fight was very, very close as well, and she got dominated by Tisha Torres, and I definitely saw that happening. So listen, guys, I'm gonna go with Amanda Lemos. I'm not gonna waste your time. There's nothing to talk about. Do I see a finish? I think Angela Hill is a very, very strong girl, but the only way to really break her is to knock her out. And with Amanda Lemos, you can't discount that. So if the fight goes the distance, is at plus money, I may want to take the stab on that. But yeah, if anything, take the over on this fight, or parlay the minus 400 right now if you want to, and don't wait anymore, because it's only going to get steamed. We can actually take a look. Amanda Lemos, let's take a look, and Lemos is now at FanDuel minus, yeah, I mean, take a look at this. She started off at minus 330 already, and from yesterday, this is December 11th, minus 400. She dropped down heavy already, so 390. This one I saw her not too long ago. She's already minus 420. Yep, that's the indication, 420 magic number. So yeah, if you're gonna grab if you're going to grab it, grab Amanda Lemos. That's the pick, and I don't see anything else. I mean, I would be a fool to even suggest a plus 310 underdog for Angela Hill because she constantly drops the ball. Fight number 4, Ricky Simon and Assunção. Very, very similar. Same story. If you're going to grab Simon, get it now. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to check Simon. He gets the youth factor. He gets the 3-reach advantage. He gets the wrestling factor for me. As you can see, the takedown advantage is there. 54%. So that's something to consider. I think that's going to be significant compared to 38% from Assunção. Assunção hasn't been doing very good as of late. We can take a look at the profile really quick. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter versus striker, but you know, Simon has enough wrestling experience to go with it. Now, he's up there in age. He's 39 years old, and you know, this could be his last fight. He loses this fight, he's gone. Getting a knockout by Cody Garbrandt last year doesn't look very good. I promise you, doesn't. Especially after Cody got knocked out by Kai Kara France. It really doesn't look good at this point. Unanimous decision loss to Sanhagen as a sub to Moraes. Really doesn't look good anymore. You know, 39 years old. You know, he's been there for a long time. You got, you know, over 30 fights in the business. So, you know, I respect Assunção. I think he's a talented fighter. But at this point, Father Time is just, it's there, man. It's there. And I gotta go with the youth here. We can take a profile look at Ricky Simon or Simón. I don't know how people say it. I say Ricky Simon. He got 6 TKOs, 2 subs under his belt. Now, you know, had a little skid, lost to Faber, lost to Font in 2019, and then started off May 13 with a win against Ray Borg. I actually didn't think he's gonna get that win, but he got it. Split decision, whatever. He got the nod. And then he subbed Perello, and look what he did to Kelleher. That was a great win. I definitely, if I'm not mistaken, I was probably back in Simon, but I did not have an official play because I just don't like Brian Kelleher, just personally. But yeah, I do expect Ricky Simon to win. I mean, it's going to be very heartbreaking if he doesn't. He got the youth on his side. He's 29 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look really quick. I believe he's 29. Yeah, 29 years old. You know, should be peaking at his prime. You know, getting better. Volume is going to be there. Yeah, I just definitely see him winning this fight, and that could be Assunção's last fight in the UFC. And, oh, sorry. Wrong check right here. Let's circle so there's no confusion. Simon is going to be the pick. Let's give him a nice check mark. And that's the check mark. Okay, Simon is the pick. Minus 280. What's the live line right now on my guy? He is... Where is Simon? My eyes are playing games on me. I don't see Simon. Oh, sorry. There you go. I am so blind. Okay, so here we are. Ricky Simon is now minus 320. Minus 320. Take a look at the line movement really quick. 240. So, you know, if you grabbed him earlier enough, he was 240, and then he dropped right after the event because everybody started throwing money. And yeah, that's pretty much how life goes. So with that being said, let's go back, and that's kind of it for this fight. So that's that. The next fight, match 5, is gonna be our Diego Ferreira. Now this is, let me just see something. This is I think Derrick Elkins is the main card. Just want to double check something. Main card, yeah, Derrick Elkins is the main card. That will be the last fight that we review. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards on the main. Alright, so we're now match 5 and we're reviewing Diego Ferreira. Alrighty. I'm not going to waste your time, guys. I'm going to tell you my pick off the bat. I think the money line is good at this point for me to grab it. I think Gamrot is very, very talented. 19-1, very good record. I think the age is on his side as well. But Ferreira is dangerous, though. That's one thing I'm gonna warn everybody. Don't sleep on Ferreira. Don't sleep on the almost 4 reach, 3.5, 4 reach advantage for Ferreira. Don't sleep on the fact that this guy has been putting in a lot of work. If you look at the last 5 fights, now he is getting up there, 36 years old. He was doing very well up until Derrick got a split decision that could have went either way, in my opinion. But Beneil got it done. So hats off to Beneil. And before that, he was really, really doing work. And if you look at his body work, 7 subs, something to consider, especially if the fight goes to the ground. But Gamrot is no fish out of water in the ground. He actually prefers the ground. If you ask me, he loves the ground as well. He's a clinch type of fighter, and if he does go to the ground, I think he has enough to get it done, personally speaking. But Gamrot, man, another one that's the momentum is in his favor. He has the youth in his corner. He's 31 years old, so peaking right there. You know what I'm saying? He did debut with a split decision loss, but that was an incredible performance against the Georgian guy, Kutaladze, and since then he bounced back. Back in April, killer KO against Holtzman and a beautiful sub against Stevenson, and that was not a surprise against Stevenson. I didn't know if it was going to be. I thought he's going to knock him out, but he got the sub. But yeah. If you look at it, he was a champion in a former in KSW, so he's been fighting in Europe, so he does have good potential, and I do trust him enough. Now, is he completely proved himself? Not really, but he proved enough for me to give him the nod. And without further ado, I will give him the nod. I'm gonna put a check mark. I think the money line is good for. And depending what the over is at what line, I have to look at the price. I may think over because Ferreira is very, very durable, so this could go into the 3rd round. Honestly, I'm thinking about that. So fights to start round 3 is a live pick here, but moneyline is good enough for a parlay for me. So I'm gonna stick with my pick, and I'm gonna choose Gamrot here. Like I said, the youth is in his corner, the momentum is in his corner. I think he's very talented, and he has a lot to prove to us that we haven't seen, in my opinion. So he has more to show versus Diego Ferreira. You know what I'm saying? Now let's go to the last fight of the main card, and it will be my last review for today, and then I'll pick it up in part 2 with the prelims. So for UFC Fight Night, Lewis versus Daukaus, we finish off with Swanson taking on Darren Elkins. We know Derrick Elkins, he is the human zombie. No matter how much you hit his face, he will go forward. And man, oh man, did he surprise us in his last outing against Darrick Minner. I mean, the man just went relentless against Darrick Minner. I think everybody was picking Darrick Minner. Even I did. He proved me wrong. I'm telling you, this guy is very, very tough. This guy is 37. Swanson is 38. So there's not a big age discrepancy. Both men are very seasoned. Jiu-jitsu style, Swanson, wrestling style, Elkins. We know what they bring, but they swing hammers. Him knocking out Minner, I don't think it was a knockout per se. I think it was on the ground and pound type of TKO. But man, I'm telling you, Derrick Elkins, if you're gonna back a dog, I'm gonna back a dog like Derrick Elkins, okay? He will come, he will eat the punches. I don't necessarily think Cop Swanson knocks him out, but he does have the banger, right? 12 KOs in his bag. And if you look what he did to Pineda, holy moly, knocked him out last year in December, right? In 2nd round, KO, just dropped him. But he did get knocked out himself, but Giga Chikadze. Again, we now learn who the hell Giga Chikadze is, and he's a top perennial contender, so can't really talk shit about that. But yeah, coming off a knockout like that against Chikadze and into Derrick Elkins, who has the power himself, it's gonna be fun. I think this is, to me, one of the few fights that I'm looking forward to, and one of the dogs that I really want to back. I want to back 170. I think, he's just not gonna stop against Cub Swanson. He's gonna keep going. The only thing that's in my mind is if Cub Swanson is able to control the fight on the ground, because he's probably gonna piece Elkins. He's gonna piece him, but it just doesn't phase Elkins. He'll still take the damage. He will go in your face. And wait, isn't his nickname Damage? Or who am I confusing with? Hold on. Elkins. Darren Elkins. And I think I'm right. If my memory... Yeah, his name is The Damage. I mean, look at the picture. Right here. Look at this guy. He will take beating. But his hands will stay up. He will go. So the over fight goes the distance. If both men can survive their, the onslaught from each other, that's definitely live. And... definitely expect some blood coming out from Elkins, that's for sure. If he's able to hit Swanson really hard, expect Swanson to start bleeding as well. Do I expect a bloodbath? Definitely from The Damage, from Derrick Elkins. But yeah, it's going to be a great fight, to be honest. It's definitely going to be a great fight. But I'm going to edge, and I'm going to give my pick to Derrick Elkins, especially at plus money. It is what it is, right? Let's keep it with what we think. I just like Derrick Elkins. He's a tough son of a gun, and he should be able to get the job done. Well, now I'm at 31 minutes. Appreciate you guys for sticking out this long. If you agree, disagree, make sure you comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts, guys. If you like the content of this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, because we got part 2 coming along. We got the breakdown of Woodley Jake Paul rematch going down. I had the incredible plus 390 pick against on the first fight. I knew it was going a distance. If you want to know where my mind is on the rematch, let your boy know by subbing, hitting that like, and if you want to hit that notification bell as well, by all means, come back really soon. And you already know the motto. Let's make that shmoney. I'm out.